Hi friends and welcome to my channel. So today we have a request video. They ask me how we can pass the blueprints to another blueprints if we will using code, because they don't know how to pass, for example, the character blueprint past it without casting, because they know already the casting a lot is bad for performance. So I want to show you a small video to how to call that blueprint from another blueprint to avoiding casting. So before I start the tutorial, I want to say thank you so much because all your support, because you keep the channel going. I create already Daniel Pintado Game Development Studio, so we are helping a lot of people right now to create video games. So that's why I don't have too much time to make tutorials already. But if you want to support us to create this, to still continue creating video games and Daniel Pintado Game Development Studio, you only need to go to my Ko-fi page. So if you need help or something for your games, you can go there. So if you go to my Ko-fi, you can support us for just $1 if you want, or you can be a member. So if you're a member, you have to follow a few rules. So you have to follow to create to help you to create a game. So if you want to see how this working, you only need to go to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my channel in the right top corner here. If you click here, they're gonna open a new list with all the things you have to do. So there's gonna be the announcements. So there's already all already, but here is the how our focus to the game development studios, and also here is the guidelines to follow. So all you need to all follow this, or you can ask me in my Discord. So if you need, here's a few questions too. So if you want to read it, so how they working, and also how I working on my YouTube channel too. So I hope you read it. So if you need help in your project, or you want to help us still continue with Daniel Pintado Game Development Studios. So let's close this. And also, if you want to talk with me directly, you can go to my Discord channel. So if you need some help in your project, or maybe you have a request video like this one, or you want to help us and create this game development studio, you only need to write me in the Discord. For me, it's more easy to respond from the Discord to respond from the comment on YouTube. So also remember that 100% of the money raised is gonna be for the creation of a video game and for a YouTube channel. So thank you, and let's start the tutorial. So let's open Unreal, Unreal, and yeah, I already have this third-person template created. They don't have nothing at all, only have these things and also the character blueprint. So if I go play, we can see this character. We can run around, jump, and things like that. But let's say we want to create something. So if we go inside, we're gonna take damage, for example. So let's close this. So let's create that blueprint. So in here, first let's change this name because it's better for reference later. So let's put DP character, for example. DP, if you know, nobody know, is for Daniel Pintado, so you can use whatever name you want. So that's gonna be that. So let's create that take damage box. So right here, let's open this. Let's create a blueprint class. So let's go to say actor, and we wanna see here. Let's take damage, and then let's say blueprint. So you can call it like you like it. So let's open this. Let's put this in here. Let's redo this to 10. I don't know why 100. So okay, so we're gonna need nothing really here. Only need a box collision maybe. So let's go to box collision like that. Like that. Let's see to put this to see it in the game. So let's go to visibility here. So hiding game, I'm gonna say off. So that's untrue. So it's false. So let's put this in here so we can see this box, for example. So let's open this. Something like that. So every time the character go inside here, they're gonna take damage. Okay, so let's save this like that. So we want to open this again. So we want to create, let's delete this stuff. So let's go to box, right click, let's add event. So in on component we can overlap, we can only need to when we go inside. So we want to see in other actor, we can casting here, but we want to avoid casting. So we can do, for example, equal to the character blueprint, get character player character, but we need code to take damage. So we need to do it two different ways. So let's first take the damage life. So let's go to DP character. Let's create a variable. So let's set health, maybe. You can call like you like it. And this is supposed to be a float. So let's go float, compile, save. So here let's put 1 to gonna be full life. So like that. So let's compile and save. And we want to see this in the viewport, because right now if we go to new view, edit video, we can see nothing of the life. So let's see that. So let's create a widget. So right here, right click, user interface, widget blueprint. Let's set user widget. Let's open it. Let's call this DP widget. I don't know, you can call it like you like it. So for me, gonna be like this for now. So let's open this. We're gonna need a canvas panel. So let's go canvas panel here. And also we're gonna need a progress bar. So let's drag this in here. And let's go to anchor this to left bottom. Let's put this to 0. So that means right here. And also we want to be a little big. It probably is something like here. Okay, so let's go compile save. So now we can we want to enlace this. So we want to bind this to our character. So we need the %. So there's gonna be the 100%. Is 1 is the full life, 0 is no life at all. So we want to bind this. So let's create binding. So let's disconnect this. So we want to use the character blueprint. So we can do it from different ways. We can go casting here, but remember every time this is like a tick note. So they're gonna be casting all the time, so you can avoid casting. You can do in casting here. So let's delete this one. So you can casting here if you want. So you only need to casting one time inside this widget. But if and also you want to, like the video that is about, avoid even this casting, you only need to go to in the variable. Let's create a new variable. Let's create this, I call it character. So we're gonna need here the variable we want. So we want to be DP character. So we want to object reference. So we have this one. So compile and save. So now we have here a reference on the character, but this is not working 100% yet. So we need to go to get %. So let's get character, get, and also if you from here you say, for example, get health. We have here the health, so we can connect this to here. But if we have in here, for example, let's say the character die or they deleted during the game, there gonna be a few errors here, because this stick node, they always need to reference this guy, but we only need to get a health variable only if this is a variable. So to avoid that error sometimes, so let's put this guy here, right click, you go to convert to validate get. So that means the only if it is valid, we want to do this. If it not, we don't do it, nothing at all. So let's connect this to this, and let's put it this right here. So that's it. So now we have the reference. But now if we see it, let's go to DP character. Let's go to begin play here. So begin play. So we want to create a widget. So create a widget. And the widget class we wanted is a DB widget. Here we want to add to viewport. So now we have in the viewport. So that's it. So compile and save. If you go play, we can see that is alive, but you notice that they don't have 1%, 100%. Why? Because we want to put this guy where they belong. So because right now they don't know when to get this character. So the good way to do it is in here. If you open this eye, so it's gonna be editor, instant editor, and also they want to be spawn and spawn. So every time we create this widget, they wanna show this variable. So let's go to show this. So let's compile and save. So now if we will go back to DP character, here if we refresh this, now we have here character. If you see the reference of the player they looking is from the object reference they looking is the DP character. So we are the DP character. So in here let's say self. Oops, self. So now we have our own self blueprint inside here. So now if we compile and save, in the DP widget we have this already connected to something. So we have connected to the here to the create widget. So now if you Google play, now you can see we have 100% in our progress bar. So that's how they work. So now also if we want to take damage to this guy, so let's say then we need to create that thing too. So let's say for example you want to create here, let's say do it the variable here to the DP character. They don't wanna work really because you wanna call this from somewhere. So for example, if you want to do it here to begin play, I think is the best way to do it here, or we want to do it through the blueprints interfaces, because interfaces are working really great. So let's go here. So let's cut in from here so it's more easy to understand this. So let's go to begin play, because other people don't like to use interface. So let's go to begin play. So let's cast to DP character like that. So let's go get player character. So let's do a reference here. So promote to variable. And now if your other character is this guy, so let's set if equal to this one. Let's go to a branch. So if it's true, we want to get the health. So get health, and we want to reduce this. Let's reduce subtract. Let's reduce, for example, 0.25. They're gonna be 4 times to kill this guy. So let's do it like this. But also we don't want to be less to 0 and more than 1. So they're gonna be clamp this, clamp float. So they're gonna be 0 to 1. So that's perfect. And also we want to set it this again. So let's reroute this. And from here we want to set health to our new variable. So they're gonna be this one. So if it is true, we want to do this like that. So let's compile and save, and you can be play here. So now every time we go inside here, we're gonna take damage. So they take damage, we take damage. So that's working really great. So now you know how to pause this stuff. Also, if for some reason you want to use interfaces, they're gonna be almost the same. So they're gonna be right click, go to blueprints, let's go blueprint interface. Let's call this DP interface. So they're gonna be the same. So let's go interface. Let's call this, for example, take damage. So let's do it like that. And let's go to input here, create input. So let's put here DP character. So they're gonna be the same. So then we need to audio reference from the DP character. Also let's put here character, so we know is our character. So now, oops, we have this reference. So let's compile and save. So we want to this interface in our DP take damage. So if we go in here, let's delete this. Let's delete this, so we don't have no reference at all, so let's delete it. So let's compound save. So let's go to class settings, let's add the DP interface. So now we have the interface, so compound and save. So now we want to let's go to something here, the DP character. So I know we don't need to use a tick note, but let's do it for testing. So let's go here, let's set tick note, event tick. So in event tick, I want to for each loop, so for each loop we break, because we want to know here, and from here we want to get all actor from class, no, get overlapping actor, because only we want to when the character is inside to here inside the box. So let's go to, we can close this one, so let's go here. So the class filter, so we don't want to cause all the actor, we only need to call this take damage. So take damage blueprint, so there's more filters for only this actor. So let's go like this, and from here we want to, if does implement interface, and the interface we're looking is the DP interface. So if it is true, I want to call the interface take damage. So if it's true, I want to call from the array element, that means the element is the take damage blueprint. So from here, let's call take damage message. So in here we can see if it's true, we have here this character. This character comes from here where I deleted. So in the interface in here, we create this input here. So that's why now we can feed this character. So let's close this. So in here they're asking again, object reference is the DP character. So we are DP character. So in here we want to call this again, so self. So now we call again self. So if we call this, we want to stop this because we don't want to repeat this all and over and over. So let's reroute this a little bit to look a little better to understand. Like that. So okay, so let's compile and save. So now let's go to take damage blueprint. So now we only need to call this take damage. So it's right here interface. So right click, implement it, and here we have the character already. So this character is the DP character, like I said. So we want to from here get health. We want to reduce again. Let's set 0.25. So we want to clamp it again to 0.21, and also we want to again set health to update our health. So let's set it, and let's connect this to here and this to here. So let's do it like this for now. So let's compound save. So now let's go play. So now we have different code, but it's almost the same. So we want to go in here, they want to take damage more faster because we are overlapping all the time. So that's why every time you overlapping, you want to delete it to take damage. So that's so fast. So that's why. So if you hit here, so it's still overlapping, they want to delete everything. So if you want to do this more slow, for example, you can do this to call only one time. So in here, so after you call this, you want to, for example, do once. So they only do it one time. That's only for testing. So let's do one. So let's go play. So now if you go inside, you're only doing one time. So but now they don't work in again because they don't call this stuff. So if you want to call this again, so we want to do it a different way. So we need to, for example, reset this every whatever we like, or also when they complete this, so we want to reset it or something like that, or you can call it. That is the best way to do it probably. When you take damage, you want to reset that from calling from here to some custom event or something like that. But now you know how to this working if you want to avoid casting. But if you like to take damage overlapping, that's the best to do it this way. Also for these small things, so probably it's better only to casting for the big gameplay. So that is it. So I hope you learned something new from this stuff, because I already know it's difficult to create video games because a lot of people think is you create the code whatever you like, but later you notice they have very bad performance and they really bad. So that's why you lose a lot of FPS, things like that. So that's better to try to avoid this stuff the maximum possible you can. So I hope you like the video, and if you want to help us, still help us to make this studio still alive, so please donate if you can in the coffee page, or you can be a member if you want to help us, or you can help us to different way. You only need to talk with me in the Discord, so we can talk about all this stuff. So like I said, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. So bye bye.